Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reasonably Effective Podcast. I'm Ten Types, as always, joined by Uncommon Fossil.
Howdy, and glad to be here talking Pokemon.
Yep, and this is definitely the first time starting it. It's not that I'm super tired and fumbled over it the first time, no. But today we are talking about Mega Evolutions, Mega Evolution, the set, and Mega Evolution cards, like the stage, or not the stage, the new mechanic here, the three prizers, and we're going over all the cards. I guess not all the cards in the set. There are some we're not going over because they're bad. There are still some we are going over. They're not very good, but yeah, we're going over, I think, like 45, 46 cards here today, which is quite a bit.
Yeah,
Ranked them on a
we got to
tier
keep it
list here.
moving. We're hitting all the megas, all of the trainers, and some of the Pokemon.
Yeah,
The
well,
other
actually, in terms
Pokemon.
of the trainers, there are like some reprints of standard cards, like Boss is in the set, I believe, with a new
Okay.
regulation mark. Obviously, very good card, very meaningful there, but we're not ranking it here.
No, okay. I didn't know it was a new regulation mark. That matters. And
Yeah,
if you wonder, boss is S tier, right?
yeah, or
Okay.
above.
So we wanted to talk real quickly what the tiers are, right? You made a tier list with S through D. Is ranking these relative to just basically the Mega Evolution set, not, or we're ranking it relative to the entire standard pool of cards?
I'd say entire standard pool cards. I'd say they're similar though. I'd say the ranking is similar.
Okay. And we've obviously left off some of the weaker cards. So to me, I might have some in C and D tier that if we had obviously all the cards, they would be like B tier potentially, right? Because there'd be a lot of really
Yeah.
bad cards that we're leaving off. But I think that's not a big deal, right?
Yeah, I think that's true for most tier lists as well. With the Pokemon TCG, people probably aren't talking about like random Pokemon, like random previous evolutions and stuff like that. But anyways, let's just start with the first card. I guess I'll read it here. I go in order on PokemonProxies.com, which has all of them except for one of the cards. It doesn't have one, which we'll talk about at the very end. But that's Mega Venusaur EX. This is a Mega. So the Megas, if you're not familiar, are three prize Pokemon. Venusaur normally is a stage two. Mega Venusaur EX then is a stage two, and it has 3D
Yeah.
HP. Its ability Solar Trance lets you move as much basic grass energy around your board as you want during your turn. And then for 4 grass energy here, you do 240, heal 30 from it. It also does have 4 retreat cost.
Yeah, forward shoe cost isn't good. It's a stage two. That's a negative. Also, they restarted city leagues in Japan, so all these cards are being played in city leagues. So we have data there. It's all played in a few of the decks that we've seen, which are kind of like the top 25% of the placing decks, the top eight or top 16, I guess, out of
Yeah.
64 players typically. I don't think it's great. I think it's okay. Maybe it's like B tier, something like that. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I agree with that. I could even yeah, not C2. Yeah, I think B tier is fine. It's
Okay.
okay. It's something you want to kind of pair with like healing. We've seen cards like this, right? And they're kind of meh. Not terrible, but they I'd say end up flopping a little as well.
Yeah, it's not great amongst the megas. If we were just looking at the mega Pokemon, I think I would push it down farther. But probably with the other cards, it's maybe C. B could be C, but yeah, we'll go with B.
Yeah, I'd say
Uh,
honestly, it's probably B within the megas as well. I don't know, but then we have the next card here, which is Mega Camerupt EX. Mega Camerupt EX here is another Mega, obviously. It's a stage one with 340 HP. For one fire, it does 80, but if your opponent's active is burned, it does 160 more, so 240 for one there. And then for fire, and then three colorless, you can do 280. You discard two from it. Um, Again, we got the 4 retreat cost, so you'd rather not have that, especially because like Mega Venusaur, you actually could put Big Air Balloon on if you wanted to, which is rotating, I think, soon anyways. But you can't do that with Camera Up at all.
yeah, I mean it's at stage one. That's obviously better than stage two, 340. But honestly, I don't think getting burned is that easy in the game. Consistently, certainly. And the second attack at 4 energy to do 280. 280 is okay, but I could, I'm not paying 4 energy discarding two. So I don't think it's good. I think it's worse than the Mega Venusaur.
Okay, I think it's better. So in terms of results, it is like not really seeing results. The only reason I'm
Yeah,
not higher on like I than I would could put it lower is the results are worse. Like there aren't any results.
right.
But it is like burning your opponent. There's some ways to do it. There's Vulcan in the X-ray. If it's in the active, you burn your opponent.
Yeah.
And then there's also Volcarona, which you discard as a stage 1. You discard a fire from your hand to burn your opponent, and then it's like very efficient, right? 240 for 1 is very good with a little setup that's like a little annoying, but it's not that bad, I feel like.
Okay. But are you saying it's better than Mega Camerupt, but the Mega Venusaur, but still B tier?
I would put it in A tier. I don't think you're gonna put it in A tier. I think we're gonna put it in B tier.
Okay, I mean there's 5 megas that are I think clearly better than it. I could be wrong, but honestly that's my thought coming in. I don't think I don't. We'll see distribution. So let's put it top of B tier, and
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm not gonna order. Let's not order the tiers here. I don't think because the amount of cards.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So the next one we got here is wait, is it
Cinderace?
Oh, Cinderace. Yeah, it's not a mega. My
Okay, I got it. This is Mike. I like this card. I want to talk about this one.
Yeah.
I talked about the other ones, but this one is super cool in my opinion. With the ability Explosiveness, if it's in your hand when you're setting up to play, you may play it as your face down. You may play it face down as your active, just like a basic. And then you have for your treat, you are a stage 2 with 160 HP, and your attack for 1 colorless Flare Turbo, you do 50. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your bench Pokemon and we like. Then you shuffle your deck. And this is interesting. There are some like weird things you can do with it. I mean, it's like kind of weird in general. It's a Pokemon that's a stage 2 that kind of plays like a basic, but only sometimes. We've seen this like effect on Snorlax Stall, which is really terrible. But Snorlax Stall also doesn't really have very good payoff. Despite being almost impossible to play, you don't get much value off of it. I'd say Cinderace does have pretty clear value. Being comparable kind of almost to like it's like a better Joltik, I'd say. Is that fair?
Well. No.
Well, ignoring the ability, if you start it, once it's in play, it's a better Joltik. Yeah.
If you can start it, it's better than Joltik. 160 HP is nice. It does 50 damage. Accelerates the 3 energies. It doesn't have to be fire. It's any type as well, right? Mm-hmm. So that's potentially good. But I think the problem is you're going to have to put 4 in your deck, and you're not always going to hit it still, right?
Yeah, I think you want it in a deck where I'm trying to think of the exact use case. I mean, probably something kind of like Joltik Box. I wouldn't put it in Joltik Box, but something kind of toolboxy. Maybe not all basics because you want to be able to start it more. But I mean, we've seen cards like this see play, right? We've seen the most recent was the Luxray, which saw some play.
Yeah, look, you like cards like this. I think
like
I think in expanded you have more potential to do things, more manipulation. I think it's a meme deck is what it is.
It kind of is. So where do you want to put it?
I mean, it's worse than the 2 megas, right? So
yeah.
Can we put it on C tier?
I can put it in C tier. I'm fine with it in C tier.
Okay. I mean, the attack's very good in the HP and the free retreat. Because of those things, it's not D tier.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why it can be good. I can see why it's kind of bad as well. But
yeah, it's just not going to work well enough, right? So, okay, but moving on. So Hariyama, right, is the next one.
Yeah.
Yes. Stage 2, stage 1, sorry, single prize. The attack does 210 for 3 fighting energy, does 72 itself, but you're getting knocked out anyway, so 210 is pretty solid. It's got the ability Sumo Catcher. When you play it from your hand, evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn. You can switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot, so you're choosing. Obviously, you're probably playing it for the ability, not for the attack. Although if you can power it up, the attack's very nice too. So it is seeing a fair amount of play in the city leagues with one of the new decks, the Mega Lucario, which we'll be getting to shortly.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good.
Like where? Like where exactly?
Well, is it a B? I don't plan on it. It's not A tier.
Yeah, I'd say it's a B tier. Like Gusting is cool. We've seen these types of abilities be good. We've seen these types of abilities like not be good as well. I think the ability plus the attack makes it decent. And also when it does 70 to itself, but it has 150, so it's not like some Pokemon just put themselves like 30 or something after attacking. It's weak, but it's not going to get knocked out by like Monkey Dory or something. So
right.
Yeah, I'd say B tier.
Okay, so B tier. I'm putting it top of B tier, but it doesn't really matter for this. So
yeah.
And then we have. Are we talking about the next 2 together, Lunatone and Solrock?
Yeah, probably.
I think they're different levels, but the Lunatone, they're both basics. Lunatone 110 HP does 50 for 2, but Lunar Cycle ability, once during a turn, if you have a Soul Rock in play, you can discard a basic fire energy and draw 3 cards. You can't use more than one Lunar Cycle per turn, which would make it much better, but it's still very good. Seeing a lot of play, both this and the Soul Rock, which obviously has to be in play at the same time, 110 HP as well. And it does 70 for 1, assuming you have a Lunatone on the bench. So the attack, it's really just there to take a bench spot. Honestly, the attack's okay, but you're
and
not.
it doesn't hit weakness or resistance, which could matter. It's not meaningless.
Right, but of course, if you happen not to get your Lunatone out, then you can't attack with it at all. So, I guess you can attack, but it doesn't do anything. I'm not sure the ruling there. So, the Soul Rock is worse than the Lunatone, I think pretty clearly. But this is a very good card, right? The Lunatone, the Lunatone's the best of the cards we've seen so far, right? So, is this one an A tier?
Yeah, I'd say A tier. I certainly wouldn't say S tier. It's not like a broken card. I compare it to Radiant Greninja. It's not as good as Radiant Greninja because it's less versatile and has a worse attack. There's a few reasons. I wouldn't rely on having a Soul Rock in play. That's the big one. But I think it's pretty decent.
And it's also right. It's only fighting energy, right? Radiant Greninja is just an energy. So, but then the Soul Rock is that C tier?
Yeah, I could even see in D tier because I'm not saying. Again, you were saying it's just there to fill a bench slot, so I wouldn't say that goes for it. It's kind of like Fan Rotom, but I'd say it's in terms of just an attacker, I'd say it's pretty comparable to Fan Rotom, and Fan Rotom's not that good. It's okay sometimes, but it's not very good.
I mean, obviously, to what extent it's necessary for the Lunatone, which is very good, but without that, you just want to make it D tier then?
Yeah, sure, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, that one's a tricky one with how you do it because it's relative. So, and I think what do we have? Mega Lucario.
Next? Yeah.
All right, so we got stage 1, 340 HP. So these are, the HPs we get with these new Mega Pokemon. 2 attacks here. One Aura Jab does 130 for 1, and you attach up to 3 basic fighting energies from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So that's 130 is a meaningful amount, and energy accelerating 3, very good. Also, having a 1 energy attack out of Mega is good too, is when we get to the trainers. And the Mega Brave for 2 fighting does 270. You can't use Mega Brave the next turn. So Mega Brave's okay. 270 is a disappointing number for the 2 energies. You can't take it again. So I think it's more about the Aura Jab, I'm assuming, when you're playing the Mega Lucario. And it's seeing a lot of play in Japan, but this is a good card.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid card. I think, we'll get to it. We've talked about some of the fighting support already. We'll get to more of it later. Yeah. And the fighting support is good. Certainly as a package. I think Mega Lucario obviously benefits from it. I'd say it's kind of carried by it. The first attack isn't even that good. You said it's probably the better attack. And it doesn't do that much damage, and it's not powering up anything crazy. I think the decks it's played in, it's powering up maybe Hariyama, and other Lucarios probably, right?
Yeah, probably. You can heal it up, right? That's the idea behind the 1 attack. So I guess you're kind of trading between the attacks. I think this is the best of the Mega Pokemon we've talked about so far, though.
I could see it. I think in terms of performance, yes. I think in terms of, but I do think it is because of a lot of the other pieces as opposed to just itself. I don't know. I'd put it in B tier alongside the other megas. I do see it being a little better, but I think it's mostly because of the support around it, which you could say puts it in A tier. But I don't know. Do you think it's definitely A tier, or are you okay put it in B tier?
I can live with B tier. I would have put it in A tier, but obviously it's good because the fighting supports. So then that's it. How do we rate that? So I'm fine with B tier.
Okay. I guess we'll talk about Garganacl here. Because before the podcast, you're yeah, those cards are bad, and I kind of agree. It's a card here. Garganacl is stage 2. I will say there's some other Garganacls in standard that are kind of good. They're not absurd, but they're all right. And then you have this one here with this ability, Power Assault, which says attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 130 more to your opponent's active before weakness and resistance. You do have an attack 130 for 3 here, and you have some other stats, but and for a treat again, we got that back. But yeah, you can do extra damage. It's okay. It's not very good, right?
No, in fact, we just talked about Mega Lucario that's seeing a lot of play. It's a fighting deck. Obviously, it's coming out in the same set, meant to kind of go with it, and it hasn't. It's seen zero play in decks in the City League, so it's not very good. As a stage two, it's not very good. So, are we going to put this one down at D tier, or you want to give
Yeah,
it
I'll put it.
a
I'll
boost
put
to
it
C
in
tier?
D tier. It's a card that I've heard other people like talk about, so I wanted to include, but I don't think it's very good.
Yeah. Now, just on Mega Lucario, just to point out here, it's its own deck, which to me is a boost for it, because some of the other Pokemon are like support Pokemon that
Yeah,
you're going
as
to
in
say are
Vegas,
better, I
right?
think, in the Megas, right? But they're like which we'll get to like Mega Mawile, which it's a weird, how do we evaluate things is always, it's not clear cut in that regard.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, but I'd agree. And also, I'll say in general, oh, I guess like the next mega also, I don't know, the next mega is kind of weird. But in general, the basic megas are not their own decks. They kind of can be, but not really. I think all of the stage ones are kind of, except for maybe one. And then the state there's two stage twos that they're kind of split. But anyways, then
yeah,
we have the next mega here though, which is Mega Absolute EX for um, it's got obviously three prizer and two ADHP. Then for
yeah.
Darkness Colorless, Doom Period, if your opponent's active has exactly 6 damage counters on it, it's knocked out. But for 3 energy, Darkness Colorless, Cruel Claw 200, your opponent reveals their hand, discard a card you find there.
Yeah, I think in standard, getting the exact 6 damage counters isn't going to be that easy to do. So I'm not loving that. Obviously, you have the one that moves the damage counters, which
Yeah,
I'm
Monkey Dory.
Monkey Dory. You're going to have to, because that lets you count out how many you want, right? Like the other ones that place so many is going to be tricky. So I'm not loving that. And then the second one, I mean, the attack 3 energies, do 200s. That's not good. Obviously, discarding a card is a good thing, very good thing. But you want, like if it was a control style card, but because of the attack and the way it, 3 prizes, you're not going to play this in a control deck to get 3 energies attached and give up 3 prizes with it. So I'm not loving it. Is what I'd say.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of the weakest megas, if not the weakest mega, in my opinion. I think it's the second weakest.
Okay.
It's able there is a tool that like kind of gets some damage on its rugged helmet or something. It's like Rocky Helm. If you're hidden two, you place 4 damage counters on your opponent's active. There's also a spear tomb, so there are like some ways to like kind of support it.
Yeah.
But they're not that good. And they involve you getting hidden two as a 3 prize basic, so that's probably not going to go so well. I would put this one in C or D tier. I could see it as a tech option in Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Um, Also, I think this is the first card we're talking about really seriously within, or not like really seriously, but like really as a part of a certain deck. Marnie's is not like rotating. It's not rotating. It's rotating at the same time as these cards. We'll
Yeah.
talk about some decks that are rotating very soon after these cards come out, though, or within like 6 months.
Yeah, look, I want to give it a C tier with that, partly because the hope is at some point you can get the 6 damage counters and take advantage of that first attack, which would make it a lot of fun, right? I would love to be able to use that attack, right? That'd be fun. But right now, I think it's too tricky to do. It's expanded, obviously, you could have better control over things. But for standard, what do you think? C tier?
Yeah, I'm okay with C tier. Um,
Okay.
then we have Spear Tomb as well. I just mentioned for 1 darkness you can do 10 mil 1. You also have ADHP. You'd rather have 70. But Resentful
Yeah.
Maelstrom for with this ability, whenever your active darkness Pokemon is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put one damage counter on the attacking Pokemon there. So a little extra damage. That's not like fully in your control.
Yeah, and this one hasn't seen any play in the city leagues, and like it could go in a Marnie's deck or something like that. But um, the attack's not very good. Uh, it's not I don't think a very meaningful ability. So it's like a C tier, D tier card, I would
Yeah,
think.
I think I'd almost want to put it in C tier. Because it's a card that it's like kind of free damage. It's
Yeah,
not amazing, but I feel like it could go in Marnie's. Um, and if you wanted a detail, I could also see it there.
we could put it in C. I would think Marnie's right now would be the logical candidate to put it in if you're going to play it in standard.
Yeah,
Um, so okay, and what's the next one we got?
yeah.
Oh, we
This
got
is this
the
is a Veltal. A Veltal here is a card which is another basic 110 HP, free retreat, which is kind of fun. 110 for 3, or for 1 darkness 20, and then you stop your opponent's Pokemon from retreating. Yveltal has seen play, right? It's seen like a good chunk.
Yeah, I put down lots. It's in a good number of decks. So I think it's a darkness. It reminds me obviously of the Mawile that we had. That did that one do damage? I forget, but
It did
it's
not. It actually set your point up for taking more damage, but didn't do damage itself.
okay. And that was had the advantage. It was a colorless energy, so it could go in any deck. But being able to stall is a good option in any deck. So I think if I'm playing a darkness deck, there's a good chance I'm playing a Yveltal in it, just about for any deck, because having that stall option, to swing to is good. It's free retreat. The HP is not bad. So if they're like just placing damage counters slowly, it's gonna take a bunch of turns to get knocked out. So I think it's a pretty good card here. But I mean, it's what, a C tier, B tier probably. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm also thinking because it reminds me a lot of in Standard Maractus, which is a card
Mm.
like essentially a better attack. It's like the same thing, but it's colorless, and then it has an ability where if it's knocked out, you do 60 to
Yeah.
your points active, um, and then which is like played in Marnie's, right? It's played in Marnie's some and some
Yeah.
other decks as well, and Dragapult, I guess, in a few different decks. And it doesn't have free retreat. It also does have free retreat. That's the benefit, which is pretty cool. Um, but I don't know. I feel like generally Maractus outclasses Yveltal, but it's okay. You want to go?
So C tier. The second attack's disappointing too on the Yveltal. So
Yeah,
Rakdos.
I
So
think
C
C
tier.
tier. Yeah, I kind of want to move. I'm gonna move Spiritomb down. I feel like it feels kind of awkward next to these other cards.
Spiritomb's in D tier. Okay, I can work with that. Okay, and then we got what do we
Steelix.
got?
Yeah, so Steelix is a stage 1 here, 200 HP, and it has the second attack doesn't really do anything super meaningful. The first attack for 2 colorless, Welcoming Tale 40 if you have exactly 6 prizes remaining. This does 200 more damage. So 240 for 2 colorless on stage 1 is obviously very good. Um, it's not really relevant for weakness, but it one shots all basic 2 prizers, or pretty much all basic 2 prizers. So it's like it's interesting. I don't know. It's not that good. Is there a good Steelix in the game? I feel like there is. Like not a super good Steelix, but oh yeah. There's the one that does 130 for 1, and then damages your own bench Pokemon, which I think you played with Dodrio. But anyways, yeah, Steelix
Okay.
is
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like it's C tier. I could see it in D tier, but I think it's okay.
What I do, you also have to power it up, right? Like if we had double turbo in format,
Yeah,
I would like it a lot better because now it's I
we do have
unless I have
Ignition
energy.
Energy.
Yeah, I mean, unless you can play it like with the Arca-Ludon,
Arcalon, yeah.
perhaps Arcalon, right? To power it up, I'm a little concerned about it.
Yeah,
So
you don't like Ignition Energy. I mean, I know you don't really like that. You don't like Reversal. You don't like Ignition.
yeah, that I don't get work well with them. So it's a personal thing, but I so I mean, where do you want to put it?
It's probably not going to see any play. Let's be honest. Let's just pop it in D tier.
Okay, yeah, and it's not very. It's not super interesting, and of course, it's only early game too, so that you got to take off points for that too.
Yeah, being completely honest, these like cards in the lower tiers here are kind of bad. It doesn't like C and D are like kind of bad. Then there are some cards that could have been included in this tier list, which like might not be F tier, but are like also like not very good. So some of the C tier cards might see use, like Yveltal as like a tech card, but it's more so like a somewhat niche tech card with pretty mediocre value. And then same thing with like Cinderace. But then we got Mega Mile. You wanna read that one?
Yeah, so a basic Mega EX 270 HP. We're at retreat cost of 2. Greedy Devour for 2 metal energies does 80 per each prize card you've taken. So 80 is a tremendous multiple. Obviously, you need to be taking prizes, but of course, you can knock out your own Pokemon, or potentially, we'll get to a card that may stop that from happening. But very very nice multiple there for 2 energies, and then Big Bite 260 for 3 energies. If your opponent's active already has damage counters on it, it does 30 damage instead. So you got to make sure that your opponent, this Pokemon's not damaged. But then of course 260 might not knock it out too. So it will knock out basic EXs, but not basic Mega EXs. But it's a good card. I think it's it's seeing a fair amount of play. It's seeing one copy in our Caledon decks is what it is. So which makes sense, right? Late game, the way to do big damage knockout a stage 2 Mega Pokemon. So it's important. So it's not its own deck. it's a tech card in a deck. I'm not sure how we want to value that one, right?
Yeah. Oh, also, so I just glanced at it because I was like, wait, it's been seeing a decent amount of play. Yeah, and it has nothing like crazy, but it's also pretty limited results. So yeah, and it's also seen play within like Terra box, I guess is what I'll call it. But there's like
Okay.
basic box decks. And the basic box decks do have some of the megas, not not Absol, but I think the other ones would
Okay.
appear, specifically Mawile, and then Kangaskhan, which we'll get to. Yeah. So where do you want to put in B tier,
I
A
think
tier?
it's a B or A tier card, I think, just because the value it has that it does bring to some of these decks,
Okay. So
right?
where do you want to put it?
Um, should we let's stick an A tier at this point because A tier is looking thin to me.
Okay, okay. Then we got another awesome card. No, we got an okay card, I guess. We got Tinkatuff here. I guess we'll talk about Tinkatuff and Tinkaton together. Though they are kind of different. Well, they're very different. And then, anyways, whatever. So Tinkatuff here is a stage one with Surprise Hammer. When you place a Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you can use this ability to flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy attached to your points active. It's like Crushing Hammer, a little
Right.
worse, but it's fine. Actually, no, it's noticeably worse. Can't get rid of like energies off of Monkey Dories, but whatever. And then Tinkaton here, 160 HP, stage 2. For 1 metal, you do 240, but you do 60 less for each energy attached to your points active. I will say, like they do have synergy kind of with Tinkatuff, kind of increasing the damage that Tinkaton's doing. That seems kind of sketchy. There's also some
Yeah.
other Tinkatons that are like pretty decent, and Tinkatuff is a nice, it's a solid pre-evolution. I would neither of these cards are like that good though.
No, the funny thing is, the Tinkatuffs in two decks. That's not a lot in the city leagues, but but none of those decks play the Tinkaton, which I thought was kind of funny. So, um, these aren't very good, right? You'd rather play Crushing Hammer, plus because it's like a hammer, but now I've filled up a bench spot, right? With an attack that's
Yeah.
not very good with a retreat cost of 2. So, and I don't think either one's very good, right? Are these D tier cards?
Yeah. I think the Tinkatuff is okay. Like it's kind of playable. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good pre-evolution, right? It's not like the best pre-evolution, but it's nice, like nice addition. But it's not crazy. It's not like a good card on its own, really.
Right. Do you want to give the Tinkatuff a C tier or just
Nah,
stick
nah.
them both in
Let's
D
leave it in
tier?
D.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
you
putting
want to read the next one? I feel like this one's your type of card.
Okay. I got to find it here. This is the gumshoes, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about here.
Mhm.
Stage 100 HP, retreat cost of 1. Bite does 250 for 2. Nothing exciting there. But then once during its ability, gather evidence. Once during a turn, you may use this ability, switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck. So I really enjoyed playing the old Oranguru, whichever set it was. You probably know what the set was.
Yeah.
But
Sword Shield base set.
yeah, so it had the same ability, but that was on a basic. So I
Yeah.
played that in a number of decks, and it had value. And so but this ability has value. Obviously, the stage one is really not good though. It was played in 2 decks, so basically not played.
I think they
I'm
were
wondering,
Slowking, right?
they might be. I don't remember now.
Okay, I'll
Um,
pull it up.
okay,
They are, yeah, they're Slowking, where you want like specific, you really need cards on top of your deck, so it's like you're willing to
yeah,
pay a higher price for it.
yeah. So look, it's nice that it's in standard. I don't know that's ever going to be very good. So I'd like to put it in C. It can't be higher than C, otherwise it's a D tier, right? That
Yeah,
right.
I'm fine putting it in C. It's a cool card. It's fun little ability. It has use cases. It's like counters you against Iono. Um,
Yeah,
it gets you an extra. It's a cool card, but it's not crazy.
right. If it was a basic, it would be a whole lot better, but it's not. So, and that's it for the Pokemon from the first part, Mega Brave, right? It's from 2 Japanese
Yeah,
sets. So now we're jumping to the trainers, right? Which are hitting all of the new trainers.
yeah.
So we have Iron Defender, an item card that during your opponent's next turn, your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon. It's seeing a lot of play because there's a couple good metal decks around, right? One of them is Goldengo, very good. I imagine you're slotting this in if you're playing that, and Archaludon too, right? So you're putting probably multiple copies in. So
I guess
but
I
it's
feel like in Goldengo, it's kind of meh. I mean, like Goldengo's not super tanky, um, and with your item search and stuff like that, you're really looking to get one shots. Um, I don't know. I'd say it's like kind of mangled. It's seeing play, but I think it's gonna get like people are kind of trying it out. And Goldingo is just a good deck. I think it fits better in
Yeah.
Arcaladon, and even there, it's like it's decent. But I don't know. I think it's okay.
I mean, you can stack it. That's the good thing, right? You can play a bunch of them in one turn.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be being played as a one of though. Just looking at things.
Yeah, I need to take a look at that. So what do you think it is? So is it a B tier?
Yeah, I'm
Do you
fine
think
putting
it's
it in B tier.
less?
I think it's like all right.
Okay. So B tier there, and then we have Premium Power Pro for the next one here. Another item card. Then it's the same thing as the last one, but your fighting Pokemon take 30 less.
No, you
So
do. They
uh,
do 30 more.
oh, 30 more. Okay, I apologize. Which is better? You'd rather do 30 more. So this is seeing a lot of decks. Cynthia's Garchomp, Mega Lucario. So this is a much is a better card, right? I would say. So this
Yeah.
is what. So is it an A tier card or is it just like high B
No, I
tier?
can
It's
see it.
not an
Oh,
S tier.
it's not.
Oh, you think it's S tier?
I think it's really good. Yeah, like you were saying, oh, it's in like Mega Lucario and Cynthia's, and they're just like not as good as Gholdengo and Arcaladon. It's really not as good as
Yeah.
Gholdengo. And it's like a four of in pretty much all these decks. I don't know about all the Cynthia decks. It might be a four of in all those decks. But anyways, it's very good. I mean, we've seen Electro
Yeah.
Power, which is like lightning, and that was I'd say an S tier card. That was a while ago, but it was very good. Then we saw Power Tablet, right, in UV Max, which is
Yeah.
obviously paired with a very strong deck, but this is also very versatile. So um, I think this
Okay.
is
Look at.
S tier. Yeah.
All right, you want to make it S tier, that's fine. The card is S tier. I don't know if the fighting decks now make it S tier, but the card
Yeah.
is S tier. So I can't argue with that at all. So you want to read us the next card?
Yeah, next one's another fighting support card called Fighting Gong here. Search your deck for a fighting basic Pokemon, or yeah, fighting basic Pokemon or basic fighting energy. Reel it, put into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Same thing as Fog Crystal or Net Ball, which are different types, but this is fighting here.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of Fog Crystal. I mean, Fog Crystal's very good. Is this S?
Yeah. Um, it's S or A. I don't. What do you think? It's one of those. It's a very good card. Fog Crystal was tremendous. So, assuming there's equally good fighting decks as there were Psychic at the time, it you want to make it S tier?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's a really good card. It's like I don't know if it's necessarily a four. Like it's not a four of in Cynthia's necessarily because you're playing a lot of not fighting Pokemon and potentially not fighting energies, but it's still like, in my opinion, it's still really good. I would play it as a four of. And then Mega Lucario, it's like definitely a four of. It's pretty good. You can also pair it with the Lunatone Solrock engine if you're not playing one of those decks. So yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cards like that are just very good. So okay, so S tier. To me, it's definitely below the the
Yeah, Premium Power Pro.
Power Pro, but still very good. So the next item card is Repel. Your opponent switches their active with one of their bench Pokemon, so it's like half a rope from the old card, right? You switch, your opponent switched, and then you switched.
Yeah. Oh, and this is
Rope
a
would be bet.
reprint as well of a card, not in
Oh, really?
standard. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So I wasn't aware. It's not great, right? It's certainly not as good as the first two items we talked about.
Yeah, I
Or
think
first three.
when these were all revealed, I ranked all the trainers, and I'm pretty sure I ranked it last. I'm not sure if that's fair, but it's like not good. I mean, it's not horrendous, right? Iron Bundle's a good card. It does something similar.
Yeah.
Um, it's okay. Like, it can be useful in some situations. All the time, it's going to be kind of useless though. It's an item, so a lot of items are kind of like that, but I'd say like C tier.
Okay, I'll put it in C. I might have put it D, but C is fine. I mean, I like items, as you know. So it was played. It's been played in one City League deck, at least the other day when I looked at
Oh
it.
yeah,
So
it's gone up to two now.
so
Exciting stuff.
that's so people aren't even interested in testing out because City Leagues, besides seeing results for how good things are, it is their testing time for the new cards. So you got to they overplay the new cards partly just to try them out and just for fun.
Yeah, this is I'd say one of the least fun new cards though. It's pretty boring.
Yeah, it is. So it's limited, but obviously it'll see some play obviously in different decks. I don't know competitively how much, but it's a card to keep in mind. So then we get to see a Lieutenant Surge, the first of the supporter cards. So Lieutenant Surge's deal. Ask your opponent if they agree to have each player take a prize card. If your opponent agrees, each take a prize card. If they don't, you draw 4 cards. Now, we've talked about how, people make fun of draw 3 supporters, which aren't terrible. But, if it was a draw 4 supporters, not bad, right?
Yeah, I
But this is,
imagine. Yeah.
and I assume that's mostly going to be a draw 4 supporter, right? But obviously,
This? No,
if,
I
if
think
you're
mostly it's going to be
take a
each
prize
take a
card.
prize because draw four helps you. Each player take a prize is going to be like neutral, right?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
I
kind
guess
of.
so.
You need to be able to like use it really well. But taking prizes, I don't know, it gets you closer to the end of the game. It can kind of do some weird prize mapping stuff, but it's also like equal. Um, uh,
Yeah, and you can't play it once your opponent's down to 1 prize because then you just lose the game. Your opponent just
yeah.
says yeah, and so but obviously like in the Charizard EX deck, I don't. I mean, it's only was played in 2 decks, so
Oh, wait,
it's
it's been
not seeing.
played. I thought it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, come on. I mean, right, drawing 4 cards, it'll become a draw 4 card in Charizard with that might not be bad.
It's a
So
four of in this list. Okay.
see, Charizard
Pidgeot,
Pidgeot, I
yes.
assume, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but it's not that good, obviously, right? But is it D? Can it squeak up to C? It's C or D, right?
Yeah, I think I'll put it in C tier. We can put it in C tier. It's like funny.
Okay, it's C, and I think it's probably better than Repel, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's probably fair.
Now neither of those they might not belong on C tier, but that's where we've put them. So,
Yeah.
then we have another supporter here, Lily's Determination. You shuffle your hand in your deck, then you draw 6 cards. If you have 6 prize cards remaining, draw 8 cards instead. This is very good, and it's played in lots of decks. And the way I went through, I wrote lots, and then with an underline. And if it was a bunch of decks, I put another underline. This one has like 4 underlines. Not that it's mathematical, but it's played in a lot of decks. It's a very good card, right? Shuffle,
Yeah.
draw 6. The old Cynthia's was a good supporter. And early game, you're getting 8 cards, so very, very, very good, right?
Yeah, S tier, right? I assume.
I think it's S tier. Yes, and
Yeah.
it's universal, right? Unlike the other S tier cards that are fighting support. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I have another question about this card for you. Where
yes.
do you rank this among the top cards in the game? I think that's an interesting conversation to have here.
Wow, is it because it's going in every deck? I put it above Iona, right? That's
Yeah.
obviously Iona's got the disruption late game, but early game you're getting 8, and yeah, it's really good. It's probably better than research too,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I think it's the
Because
best card. Will be the best card in the game when it gets dropped, personally.
could be. I mean, boss's orders still might be
Yeah.
better.
Boss is very good. They're
Um,
very different, right?
it is. So, but for support drawing, getting cards support, this might be the best of the supporters for that, which is obviously really important in the game.
Yeah. Then we got another card here, the last trainer of Mega Brave here. It's Dangerous Ruins, which says it's a stadium whenever any player puts a basic Pokemon except for Darkness onto their bench. Put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Um, we've seen cards like this in the past. It adds like a little extra damage. This one's seen some play, right?
Yeah, I think my note. I think it was in Arcaludon decks for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think to like get damage on you to like move with Monkey Dory or something. Which we've like
Yeah.
seen in the past with some other stuff. I think it's bad. I'm not gonna lie. I think that that's a pretty. I mean, I'm a bit of a Monkey Dory hater, and I think the card's bad. I mean, it's a good card, but like, I mean, yeah, Narcaldon could kind of use extra damage. I don't know. I think I think it's a mediocre card. I'd honestly put in like C, maybe B tier. I don't know.
Here's the plus for it. Like I right, that was Spike Myth. Was that the one that you put damage on yourself,
Maybe there
or
was also
the one you put 2 damage counters when you played a basic onto the bench, right? Which
yeah, Gapejaw Bog. Yeah.
Cape Showbog, sorry, yeah, thank you. So, and I like, like I'm a Dodrio fan, so it's good for that. In some things, so I would say I'll say let's put it in C tier. It's not any better than that though.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Then moving on to the next set, but it's the same set. It's the other Japanese set, but same international set here. Got
Right.
Meganium, the first Pokemon here, a Grass Stage 2, which says each basic grass energy attached to your Pokemon provides 2 grass. You can't apply more than 1 wild growth ability at a time. Um, which I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if you could, it would still do the same thing. I don't know. I've had some question about wording with this and expanded, but anyways, it has like an okay attack. Um, and then there's like another card to support it. We didn't even talk about it with Venusaur, but we'll get to that later. But Meganium, I feel like it's okay. I don't know. We've seen cards
Yeah,
like this.
it's been only played in 9 decks in the city leagues the other day that I had seen.
Yeah.
So it's not that good. I don't think it's a stage two. I like your comment. If you played four of them, if you took the wording literally and were allowed to stack, it still might only double, right? Each one each.
Yeah.
So which should be very funny if that was the case. You can do it, but you don't get any benefit. Um, I don't. I don't think it's a stage two. That definitely knocks it down. And you need good grass decks that need a bunch of energies. And I don't, so I don't think it's that good. It's a C tier. It's not. It's better than D tier, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't think it's a B tier.
Yeah, because as you're saying, you need lots of energies, but you can't need too much energies. Because if you need too much energies, then you can't actually pay it. But if you need you don't need a lot of energies, then there's no point in playing Meganium. So you need to be in this weird middle ground, which honestly kind of exists with like Hydrapple EX and like Toad School EX, but they're or not Toad School EX, just Hydrapple, um, or like just with Teal Sugar Pun EX. It has like decent pieces around it, but it's not that good.
Yeah. So I think C tier is fine. And hey, if obviously let us know in the comments you disagree, and I'd love to see a card like this work because it's fun cards like this too. The stage two part is just tough, honestly. So C tier there. So Shuckle, we have a basic grass, 80 HP. Does 30 for two energy is not very good there. But Ferment Juice ability, once during your turn, if this Pokemon has any grass energy on it attached, you may use this ability, heal 30 from one of your Pokemon. So okay is what I'd say.
Yeah,
But
it's like
not great.
I've heard someone say it's like a balanced Monkey Dory, but like balance isn't like it's kind of bad.
Yeah, right. It's yeah. So I don't think obviously you can make you go with a tanky grass deck, right? Because you can stack it, so potentially you can heal 120 if you get four of these guys powered up. But it's is it C tier? D tier? I
Uh,
don't. It's not. You want to make it D tier?
yeah, well, we can do C tier. Some of the cards in C tier are kind of bad. So yeah, that's fine. Actually, they're all kind of
Okay.
bad. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a card like this is fun to try to get to work, but you're really just trying to make it work for the, out of stubbornness. I think is fair to say.
yeah. Then we got the next card here, which is Kyogre, a basic here. 150 HP, which is pretty high. It does have 3 retreat, but for
Yeah.
3 water, you can do 130, discard 2. But then for 1 Riptide, it does 20 for each water energy, and you discard, then you shuffle those cards back into your deck. So can be good, like really strong as a finishing option, um, or like like a late mid game option or something like that. It has some like kind of fun synergies that are like kind of silly decks. But
Yeah.
ultimately it's not very good, right? I don't think.
Yeah, cards like this are fun, right? But they're usually not very good. So it wants to be a meme deck, with something else which I'm not sure offhand. So is it a D tier
I'd
or
say C tier. I'd say C tier.
C tier? Okay, so it's C tier is fine. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like Hisuian
Kyogre,
Basket Legion, which like soft play and Dialga.
yeah.
It wasn't like that good. It was also more versatile. I didn't see that much play, but it's kind of playable.
Yeah, someone will obviously. It's a fun card to try to get working. I don't know that it'll ever be very useful, but cards like that are fun. So I'm good with C tier.
Yeah, and I,
Um,
I think it works for the next card here as well. Mega Bombasnow EX, which is a stage 1 Mega, 350 HP. For 3 water, you can do 200. Take 30 less next turn. Avalanche Hammer, 2 water. Discard the top 6 cards of your deck. Does 100 for each basic water discarded in this way.
yeah, so obviously, yeah, it wants to go with the Kyogre, right, to kind of make things work there, set things up. There's a second attack that does 200 for three, and then it takes 30 less damage the next turn. So I mean, then so now you need 380 to get one shot. So you could see some value there too. I don't love the card though, right? It's stage one for retreat cost because they really like that with this set here. It's meh, right? But it's like what, C tier maybe?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, it might be like it's pretty bad, right? I mean, it's okay though
It
in terms
is.
of these types of cards, like Flareon VMAX, which is a card I like to do a video comparing the new Megas to older cards. I compare this to Flareon VMAX. Flareon VMAX was horrendous. This is a little better than that, but it's not good. But it's kind of funny. Can do a ton of damage as well.
Right, it's fun to pull off. We have Cypher Max code breaking, so you can, but that gets you only 200, right? So it's going to be tough to get more than
But then you can
that.
do the
So,
oh, you can do Academy at Night, yeah, and I'll get a third one.
okay,
Which
right,
doesn't
right.
even
You
one
can't,
shot everything, but still.
no, right. You're going to need four energies at your top six, and that's going to be tough to pull off, I think. But you know, so you want to make it B
I put
tier?
it.
You want it to be,
Let's do C tier.
all right. I'm slapping it top of C tier, not that it really matters.
Yeah, okay. Then the next card here is Clawitzer, which you said was bad before this as well, which I feel like it's okay. And also, I feel like you kind of like this. I don't know. But the ability reverse reloads is once on your turn, when this moves from the active to the bench, you can attach up to 2 water from your hand to it. Then for 3 water, you do 2/10, discard all the water from it. So it's kind of like a mediocre to good single prizer that, is. I mean, it's all right. It's not amazing, but it's okay. I feel like I don't expect it to see play, but in terms of what it does, it's okay. It's hitting a pretty solid amount of damage. It's like payable. It's not super easy. There is like a little bit of support for it in this set. Um, so it is doable, but it's a little clunky. I'd say it's also C tier.
Yeah, look, it's a fun one, and it's one I want to give it a try because it's a meme deck for sure, right? 210 and I like stage ones. I like one energy stage ones, but this has the ability to make it get it going. So, so you want to say C tier then? Because I don't, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be that good, right? But it's fun. That's what
Yeah,
I'd
I'd say
say.
it's like a normal single prizer in the fact that it does like normal single prizer damage. Um, Maybe a little more than that, but it's not really a competitive card.
No.
I mean, I would not be completely shocked if it saw a little bit of competitive usage at some point if like the right stuff came along. But yeah, kind of clunky. Unlike the next card here, which is Inteleon, which it is for one, it's a stage 2, 1 water, you do 110, discard energy from it. Also does have 150 HP. And then for 1 energy on your first stack, you do bring down the Pokemon in play with the least HP, except for this, is knocked out. And if there's multiple, you choose one, and it can be your own. Which seems bad.
Yeah.
This card, we've seen attacks like this in the past, and they've been bad. I don't think anyone's ever played any of them, like seriously. So, yeah.
The second attack's not bad though. Actually, the second attack's good. But you got to get it in play because it's stage two.
I mean, it's like
110
okay.
for one energy, right? Isn't
Hmm.
bad. But if it was the second attack, or it needs some other gimmick to make that kind of a choice. So, yeah, it's very silly. This is like a meme super meme deck, right? It's not going to work, but you have some fun, silly fun with. So it's got to be D tier though, right?
Yeah. Then we got you want to read the next card? Oh, mine's not even loaded here.
Okay, we're at the Mega Manetric here, right?
Yep.
So another EX here, stage one EX 330 HP, free retreat, that's good there. Flash Ray, 2 attacks, 120 for 2. During opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this attacks by your opponent's basic Pokemon. So basic walling has been good in the past. I think it may have helped win a world championship. So got to give credit for that there. And then Riot Blaster for 3 energy does 200. And you may discard all energies from this Pokemon. If you do, it does 130 more. So then you can do 330, which is a nice number to hit on a stage one free retreat. So a pretty good Pokemon. It hasn't seen a lot of play, a little bit of play in Japan and in some lightning boxes, which I think is kind of where you could see it. So I
Yeah, the lightning
think it's
box. Oh, some of
good.
the lightning box decks are pretty heavily like aren't really lightning box and are mostly Mega Electric. Some are kind of boxy, but they
Yeah.
are playing like at least a 2/2 line. So um, in pretty much all of them.
So I mean, it's what B tier. I don't think it's better than B tier,
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm
right?
fine putting in B tier. I think it's like a decent Pokemon with some different like solid attacks, kind of like Mega Lucario EX, where it's
Yeah.
it's solid. Nothing spectacular. I'd say it's probably like in the upper portion of the megas though.
Yeah, no, it's a playable card, right? It will see play in decks, and you'll get value from it. Is what I think it's at.
Yeah, but it's not crazy either. But then we have
No.
the next card slash 2 cards here. We're gonna lump two together again. We got Kadabra here with its ability Psychic Draw. When you play it from your hand, evolve one of your Pokemon on your turn. You can draw 2. Then Alakazam here is the same ability, except you draw 3 on stage 2. Has 140 HP and a hand power for 1 psychic. You put 2 damage counters on your points active for each card in your hand, so it does 20 for each card. Damage counters, I don't know if that's better or worse. I think it's worse. I don't know. But then, you can do. Oh wait, no, it's definitely worse because you can't have a weakness here. But um, you can pair this. So Alakazam's like seen some play, right? I think it's seen more play than I would expect for this type of card.
Yeah, it's 19 decks are
Oh, that's not
playing
that many.
these two cards. It's not a lot. Now, when I saw it, I thought, I'd play it with the Alakazam EX that you can attack from the bench,
Yeah.
because there is some confusion options as well, right, with psychic things, if I recall.
I think
Which we'll get
they're
to,
in the
I
next
think,
set.
is okay coming out later. So, plus, and if you want to play Alakazam, which most people don't, I get it. It's not that obviously the stage one is good for that deck, right? Getting to
Yeah.
draw some cards. So, um, it's okay, is what I'd say. It's a C tier, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
I'd,
think
I'd
it's.
probably
You
chuck
think it's?
both in C tier. Honestly, like the stage one's like worse, I guess, but it's not actually worse. Yeah, I'd put them both in C tier.
Yeah, I mean, see, I would argue the stage one's better just because it's a good stage one if you want to play a different Alakazam
Yeah.
as well.
But anyways, so
Yeah,
we'll
enough.
leave it there. You wanna read the next card here?
So Mega Gardevoir here, 360 HP, stage two, as Gardevoir is, and then 2 attacks here, 3 8, one both for 1 energy, overflowing wishes. Each of your bench Pokemon, for each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a basic psychic energy attached to that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck, so potentially accelerate 5 energies, which is very good. In terms of energy acceleration, of course, you're not doing any damage. Then Mega Symphonia, 50 damage for each psychic energy attached to all your Pokemon. So with the Gardevoir EX that we have in format now, potentially a very good card, right? It's in a lot of decks in City Leagues, one copy of, right? If you're playing a Gardevoir deck, the Gardevoir we have now, you're going to slap a copy of the Mega Gardevoir EX, and I would assume because this can one shot the other Megas, a big kind of late game finisher. Plus, it's tankier, so that has benefits as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's seen like a decent amount of playing Gardevoir. It's not on all the Gardevoir lists by any means. I'd say it's kind of comparable to within Gardevoir, like Jellicent EX or I don't know, like the different attacking options, right? There's a wide variety of them. They're okay,
Yeah,
but like the heart of the deck is Gardevoir EX, and the other pieces, like Munkidor, is also a meaningful card that does something important. And the other options, like the attack options, are all kind of meh. They add something. Certainly not gonna take that away, but they're not like crazy. And then outside of Gardevoir, they're all pretty horrendous. And like Gardevoir's going to rotate, and I think my Gardevoir EX is going to be pretty terrible. Um, I mean, this reminds me a lot of Alchemy VMAX. They're very similar cards in what they do. And Alchemy VMAX was like a nice option within Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Shadow
right.
Rider Calyrex VMAX fell off, and then Alchemy VMAX was like not played anymore. Um, and that was that.
Well, yeah, it's the interesting question. I think right now with Gardevoir EX and format, it has to be at least a B tier
I'm
because
okay. I'm
Gardevoir is
I'm okay with
very
that.
good.
Yeah,
Okay. And then if you reevaluate after rotation, then it probably drops down at that point.
yeah. I'm okay with that. And I'd say with Gardevoir, it's probably the best Mega, maybe potentially the best Mega.
Yeah, with Gardevoir right now, it could be A tier, right? If Gardevoir EX was sticking around the whole time, I might even consider that. But yeah, I think it gets a balance putting it at B tier.
Yeah. Then we got Shedinja, the next Pokemon here, with its ability Fragile Shell. If it's knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX, your opponent can't take any prizes for it. And then Damage Beat for 1. Psychic does 20 for each damage counter on your opponent's active. Also does have Free Retreat. Also, there's like a stage 1 that like searches for it, but it's also a stage 1, so I don't know why you'd be doing that. But anyways, Shedinja, its damage is like pretty decent. I guess we've seen attacks like this that are kind of cool. It's not crazy, but it's all right. I guess it's not amazing due to the fact that it doesn't do any damage if your opponent doesn't have any damage counters on them. So if it just is like kind of wall-like Pokemon, it's not very good. But um, I kind of like the ability. It's worse than Mimikyu, which is kind of the issue. Um, you can slap Luxurious Cape on it, and it doesn't give up any prizes still. I think that's also rotating, but I don't. Is it rotating? Let me
It's
check
a good
that.
question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's rotating. So um Shedinja, it's kind of cool. It's not that good though. I kind of like hyped it up. It's like a C or D.
Yeah, because the problem is you get knocked out and it's a stage one, so you've got to get another one to play, and eventually you're gonna run out of Pokemon. Even because that's the idea, you're hiding behind it, you're walling, but you can't have your wall keep getting knocked down and rebuild it every turn. Um, so yeah,
Also, it's gonna get like sniped by Dragapult and like Monkey Dories potentially, and then still give it prizes. So that's kind of bad.
yeah. So I don't know. Is it maybe it's D tier? I would like to make the argument for C tier, but I'm thinking it's maybe D tier.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Certainly worse than a lot of the C tier cards, which already aren't that great.
Yeah. You could argue it's C tier. I don't. It's C or D. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Which way we go with that? All right, and then we have Grumpig, right? The stage one here. 120 HP, can do 60 for 3, and I assume that's not, it's got an ability. So energy step, once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve on your Pokemon, you look at your top 4 cards of your deck, attach any number of basic energies you find there's your Pokemon any way you like, and then you shuffle your deck, the other cards back into your deck. So potentially accelerating a bunch of energies is always good. 3, retreat cost is 2. Don't love that. We do have air balloon. The attack is pretty poor. Um, so it's okay, is what I'd say.
Yeah, okay, like C, right? Not like B. I feel
Yeah.
like.
No, yeah. So I'd say let's slap it in C tier because with the potential to accelerate a bunch of energies is good. So I think C.
Yeah, and there are some cards that work with a couple of these psychic evolutions as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But then the next card here is Mega Latias EX here. And this one for, I guess I'll talk about the Latios as well. But for one colorless, you do 40. You're a dragon, you have 2 ADHP. And then you switch to the bench with that for stack, but that's not like super good. But then your second attack here, Mirage Pulse for fire, psychic colorless, you do 300, discard all energy from this Pokemon. Then Latios here is on basic, 1 retreat with the ability Luster Assist. Once during a turn, when your Mega Latias EX moves from the bench to the active, you may move any number of energies from your bench Pokemon to that active, which is the Mega Latias. You can also do Dragon Claw 130 for water, Psychic Colorless, which is like kind of okay. But mostly, like it's obviously there to power up Mega Latias EX, make it easier to attack with. I will say it does get one-shotted by like Lilith Clefairy EX pretty easily, which is not good. But it's interesting. It can do big damage. I think it can consistently attack for 300 turn when going second, which is like good.
Yeah. So the question is, can you stream it once you go? And of course, it's 3 prizes, so you can only get knocked out twice. So it gets dicey. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to worry that much about Lewis Clefairy. I mean, if that's what you're running into, that is what it is. As long as that's not in every deck, which I don't think it's going to be, you're okay there. 300 consistently, very good. I don't know you're going to do it a whole like turn after turn after turn, though, right? That's going to be the
I
problem.
feel like it's not
They're
that
only
bad.
Now the funny thing is that there were 5 Mega Latias in decks, 5 decks with it, and only 2 of the 5 played the Latios. So
Were the other ones armor? Wait, what are they?
I don't remember. I'd have
I'm quickly taking a look. Yeah. Oh, so this one's like the one's a hit and run deck that I'm looking at.
Okay.
Or maybe 2 of them are hit and run. Maybe
Yeah,
all of them are hit and run except for 1.
So a hit and run wall deck, right? Which is always kind of fun too.
Yeah, or not exactly wall. Hit and run poison with like pet current.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So you get your guys out of there not getting damaged from the poison, right? When the poison gets calculated.
Yeah, I will say Latias is a hit and run Pokemon. It seems kind of bad being like a 3 prizer. Mega Latias. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's what? It's a C tier? Is that where it is?
I kind of want to put it in B tier. I think it's okay. Like,
okay,
it is an option within like Armourouge box or a lot of these box decks. It's not crazy, but I like it. I think it's okay.
Okay, it's a fun card, so I'm fine with B tier. And then do we do the Latios the same thing, or does it go a tier lower?
Yes, C tier.
Okay, C tier because you're not using it in other decks really.
Yeah,
you're not using any other decks because the attack's not good enough to have value.
Yeah.
All right, and the last of the Pokemon we're talking about here is Megas Kangaskhan EX, another basic.
Last of the Megas.
Last of the Megas.
Because we got the Psyduck, which is weird.
Oh yeah, that's right. The last of the Pokemon from Mega Symphonia.
Yeah, and Mega
So anyway,
Evolution actually as well.
yes. So 300 HP base colorless Pokemon. Three cost is 3. Rapid fire combo for 3 energy is 200 plus. You flip a coin to get tails. It does 50 more for each head, so potentially infinite damage there. You're going to average like 225 or maybe 230 when if you did the math. So
I think it's
that's
250, but also
is it
I think I could be wrong about that. Someone tell me down below
okay?
in the comments. But also that like includes like absurdly high amounts of damage, which don't
Right.
actually matter. So in reality, what you said was probably more accurate.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna, yeah, you're not gonna hit two heads very often. So, and when you need to hit that one head, it's gonna be, it's frustrating. And it's got the ability to run errand once during a turn. If it's in the active spot, you can use this ability. You draw 2 cards. You can't use more than run errand ability each turn, and that's really what makes the card good. And this deck is in a ton of decks and city leagues, a good amount, and it's always one copy. And I don't think they're attacking with it. It's colorless. That's the good thing, but it's a nice support. You know, you have your Pheasantipity EX, and then you have your Kangaskhan EX. The victory cost is 3 though, so that does make it a little tough. So you need some way to help. The Air Balloon doesn't get it out by
Yeah,
itself,
most of
but
them they're pretty much all playing Latias though, so it's not like that big of a deal, I guess.
so I mean, this is at least an A tier, right? If
Yeah, I
not an
put it
S
in A
tier.
tier. I would not put it S tier. I mean, yes, draws like okay, but like I'd say its
It
draws on par with Mew EX, and its
okay.
attack is worse. Its HP is higher, which is like kind of cool. It's probably the tankiest Pokemon in almost every deck it's being played in, which is pretty cool. But it is a 3 prizer as well, so it's kind of a liability. I think it's
Yeah.
decent. Like, yeah, I think it's one of the better megas, one of the best megas, if not the best.
Okay, so A tier, I'm good with that. It obviously a 3 prize support Pokemon it gets dicey, so it'll
Yeah,
be
I kind
interesting
of
to
want
see
to move
long
Mawile
term.
down. I feel like,
Mawiles is down to B tier.
yeah, if you're good with that. I mean, it's like Mechanics is a
Okay.
lot better than Mawile, right?
Yeah, I think I would agree. So, yeah, Mawile is very very niche, right, with what it's in. So,
Yeah.
makes Kangaskhan is much better, being universal and just good. So, okay, so then we get to the trainers here, right? So, which we hit. Let's see, the first one here we have Suspicious Watch. You choose one of your evolved psychic Pokemon, put any number of its evolution cards back into your hand to devolve it. So you get to devolve your own Pokemon, psychic Pokemon. Played in one deck, so I don't know what that deck was. I don't see a lot of value out of the card, I gotta say.
It's interesting. So I've heard a few different use cases of it. Um, I've heard some people say it's going to be very good. I don't agree with that. Obviously, the most obvious, I think, specifically within the set, is the reuse of abilities. It can work with
Hmm.
the Alakazam line. It can work with to draw more cards. It can work with Grumpig to accelerate more energies, and it can also work with the Tinkatuff, which is actually metal, but it has a stage 2 psychic, so you could actually use it there. That's kind of awkward to like reuse that, but
Yeah.
then and that's like it's okay there. Kind of like Scoop Up Net, right, with Inteleon, but it's not like
Yeah.
as versatile, and it's also not in terms of what it's paired with as strong. I think if there was something like if this worked with Noctowl, it'd be pretty good, right?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's limited to Psychic, if we had the old Kirlia in format, then it would be very good. You could go between Gardevoir to Kirlia to get some extra cards. Um, I don't love it. It does let you potentially knock yourself out, which could become a problem on the one Pokemon we're going to get to later. So this is a way to get around that if you really got to knock yourself
I
out on
guess.
an occasion. Well, no, you could, right? You
Y-
can't. It doesn't. Nothing stops you from knocking out your own Pokemon this way.
Yeah, but yeah. And anyways, but then I think the like better use case, which is kind of related to that, I guess, but is you can like devolve within Gardevoir EX. You can devolve the Gardevoir EX, so you have a single prize board. Um, which is like useful. Not with Mega
Right.
Gardevoir EX. I've heard people say that you want to use it on your Mega Gardevoir EX. Not that many people, but no, you don't want to do that because you probably want to end the game with it. But anyways, it can allow you to remove Gardevoir EX from your board. You again have a single prize board, which is like interesting. Don't know how useful it is, but I think it has enough use to be C tier.
Okay. Hey, I can see it though with the Mega Gardevoir EX. I can see it you doing if your opponent has 2 prizes remaining and you can power up another Mega. You just slap down another Mega. Could be the way to go, but
And then you knock
probably
yourself
not.
out. Is that what you're saying?
they go down to one prize, but they need to get
Yeah,
through. But now you have a fully healed, full HP like Mega Gardevoir. But yeah, C tier. It's a really fun card, is what
yeah,
I'll say. I don't know how good it'll be. So we have Mega Signal. I think you're going to like this one more. Search your deck for one of your Mega Evolution EX Pokemon, and then you put it in your hand. So a very good search for a Mega of a basic stage 1 or stage 2. So if you're playing Mega Pokemon, well, you're not playing it really because Japan one deck played it. So I was going to say you're playing this card, but not necessarily. We have Ultra Ball, so that
yeah.
does hurt the value. But it's still a good card, right?
I
It's
get
got to
it's
be like,
kind of like Terra Orb or like Featherball, right? I feel like there's like
yeah.
situational item search cards, which are like okay. Um, I don't really like
I
them. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I think it's
But
C tier though. How about that?
yeah, I can even see it in B tier. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
good if you have a good support mega. The best support mega is Mega Kangaskhan. That's not every deck card, and the decks playing it aren't really running. Like, I think it's good if you have a good support mega and attacking mega in the same deck. Kind
Yeah.
of like we see Terror Orb being like really nice in Flareon. It's just like a really cool card there. So I could see it in B tier. If you wanted, I'd say B or C.
It's good in a deck potentially that has both basic and evolution megas, which
Yeah.
we're not seeing a lot of. So you want to make it B tier? I mean, it could be C. I'm
Yeah,
fine either way.
let's do C.
Okay.
But then we got the next card here. Acerol is a Mischief, a supporter, saying you can only use this if your opponent has 2 or fewer prizes remaining, which I will say is a little awkward with Megas because that's not necessarily the
Yes.
prize Mavian they'll be taking. But then you choose one of your Pokemon in play during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to that Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon EX, or by damage from, sorry, by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX.
The funny thing is you don't have to choose it's not your active Pokemon necessarily. So if you're in a spot where you have one on the bench that's a multi-prizer, that's a 2 prizer, everything else is 1 prize, you pick the one on the bench, right? And it doesn't, and Gusting doesn't get around it. So I like that aspect of it.
Yeah,
It's damage and effect.
sorry, I'll say I clicked on Acerola's Mischief to see what people are playing it in, and one of the
Yeah.
decks, there's just some weird stuff. There's Mega Kangaskhan with Fortress EX, and there's Palafin with Baxcalibur. Oh, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I mean, there were like 7 decks I saw the other day that were playing it. So it's a really fun card potentially. But not really good, right? Although, look,
I mean, it's
but
okay, I think.
yeah, I don't know that people it's going to be a one of the many decks or not. So,
It could be really strong. Yeah, C tier, I guess.
um, yeah, C tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to see. Honestly, it'd be a fun card. So I'd be happy to see it
I
get
feel like
more
it's
play.
not a
But yeah,
fun card because, like, if it works, there's not really much counterplay to it. Um, I'd say it's almost like Briar. I could even see it in B tier if you want.
yeah. Okay, let's push it up to B tier. I'm good with that. So
Then we got the next card here, Wally's Compassion, which is another supporter. Heal all damage from one of your megas, or no, yeah, one of your megas. And then if you do put all energy attached to that back into your hand, I will say it's kind of meant to be paired with Mega Venusaur EX for some like healing. Honestly,
right.
there like Turtles is like pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it only asks you to heal. It works best with the ones that are either one energy or the ones that have acceleration, which is most of them. So, yeah, it's all right. It's not amazing. I'd put it in maybe B tier. It's okay. Um, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's not being played a lot in the city leagues. They go into your hand, which is good. I think it's better than like Precious Tourist scenario, and obviously it keeps your evolution in play. So, so we'll put it in B tier.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Then we
and
got
then we
Vitality
go ahead.
Forest here. Yeah, and this is a stadium saying that each player's grass Pokemon can evolve into grass Pokemon. On the turn that they were played, except on turn 1. And it did lead to a ban and expanded. We might talk about that at some point. I don't know, probably not.
Well,
But
well, just on the ban, we're not going to get into it, but the ban was on one of the Pokemon you really liked in the past.
it
So I don't know if
is.
you just want to. We should probably just create an F tier, a virtual F tier, and just put this card in F tier just because it banned a card that
Yeah,
you like.
that's a fun card. I didn't really play it that much, and expanded though it wasn't super good. It was kind of meh. But I don't think it needs to be banned, the Flapple. But anyways, so how
Yeah.
good do you think this is though?
So it's potentially very good, right? It's
Yes.
not seeing a lot of play. It's 22 decks playing it. So it's B tier, maybe, because I don't know what it's going with.
Yeah, I
Potentially.
could even see it in A tier. Like it's so theoretically strong. Right now it's seeing play obviously within like Venusaur, it's good. And things
Yeah.
like that. Like Hydrapple, I guess it's in all of them. I'm not sure it's in all of them, but it's in it's in a lot of them. And then it's also in Cynthia's because Cynthia's wants Roserade, and you can like kind of burst Roserade into play. It just kind of works decently in that deck, but it's not crazy there. Um, I mean like it could be broken, right?
Yeah, right, because you can go from a basic to the stage one and then to the stage two immediately as well, right? So
Yeah,
you can't do it
turn one.
turn one,
Yeah.
right? Your first turn. So that part's good. Yeah, let's make it A tier. I don't think it has the cards to make it great right now, but the card in and of itself is a great card, right?
Yeah, yeah. It could honestly be it's like almost S tier, honestly, but it's not quite there.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff around it's just like so not good. It's not horrendous, but it's not there either.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is they're going to have to now be careful with their card design. I assume they've mapped that a little bit, right? Because we don't want to make some broken deck,
Yeah, I
right?
mean
So
they've been
they have.
preparing that for like a long time now, making bad grass cards, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true. They don't know how to make a good grass card, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. So the next one is another stadium, and yeah, it could be S tier. And let us know in the comments if you think it should be a surfing beach. Once during each player's turn, you may switch your active water Pokemon with one of your benched water Pokemon, so allows you to switch a evolution or basic. And you switching your active to the bench. So you need a water in the active. It doesn't need to be oh no, it has to be a
Yeah, they
water
both
on the
need to be
bench as
water,
well.
which
So
is kind
sorry.
of clunky.
Yeah, so I'm not loving it.
Yeah, it's good with
It's
Shinpao EX. And it's good with Palafin EX, but it's not even insane with them. It's just like kind of good.
yeah,
Um, it's weird because like switching it kind of replaces a switch, right? But switches are
yeah,
used to get yourself out of situations where you're trapped a lot of the time, and this doesn't do that necessarily. So, um, C tier, I think. Like it's a playable card. I could definitely see it being
yeah,
played if the right thing came along, but um, it has substantial downsides.
yeah. I mean, something like Palafin, it might want it, right? But it's limited. So yeah, I think that's fair enough. C tier, I like that. So Mystery Garden, another stadium. Once during each player's turn, the player may discard an energy from their hand to draw cards until they have as many cards in hand as they have psychic Pokemon in play. So potentially very good, right?
Yeah,
Um, this was played in a good number of decks. So
mostly are they
um,
all Gardevoir?
I imagine they are. I don't remember. I didn't
I'll
mark that
take a
down,
quick
but
glance. Looks like they are all Gardevoir except for that weird Cofagrigus deck, which I was looking at the other day. Oh wait, I just realized some of these are Mega Gardevoir, but like Mega Gardevoir in the image looks like pretty much the same as Gardevoir, so I can't really tell. And then and then some like weird Jellicent deck, but yeah.
yeah. So good in some decks, right? So um, I don't. Is it B tier? I don't
Um,
know. I want to make it A
no, wait,
tier.
so sorry, I was staring at like Gardevoir, trying to figure out which ones were Mega Gardevoir and regular Gardevoir. But no, I think it's really good. I think it's like S tier. It's like
You think it's
super
S
good.
tier?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like Genesect DX, kind of, right? Like you draw a bunch of
Yeah.
cards. You need the energy, but it's not like that bad. It doesn't have to be a psychic either. Um, yeah, so
Well, you discard an energy. You need Psychic Pokemon in play though
yeah.
to draw cards.
Um,
So yeah, is it going to be good after Gardevoir rotates?
I
That,
think in
that
a deck, any psychic deck, because Gardevoir's like the only good psychic deck. So assuming there is a good psychic deck, it's very good. Like stadiums normally don't do that much for you. The only stadium in standard, I think, well, there's Spike Myth, the Source Spike in the gym or whatever, which is like pretty good. I'd say this is stronger than that, and it's more versatile as well. And Spike in the gym's pretty good. And
yeah.
then Art Zone, but Art Zone also helps your opponent a bunch. So this doesn't. I mean, it could help them. It kind of depends, but we're kind of it's not necessarily going to help them. And then it's drawing you a bunch of cards, and drawing cards is really good. It's not bailing you out of bad hands, really. I mean, it could, but probably not. or not reliably, but it's good. I like it. I'd say it's at least a um I think it's
Okay.
yeah. I do think it's S. You want to put an A?
I mean, right now with Gardevoir, I guess it's S, right?
I don't think it's not even always being played in Gardevoir either, I will say. It's being played in it like a bunch, but actually yeah, no, it's being played in a lot looking at it.
But because it's psychic, let's keep it A tier. I don't want it to put it to S tier since so you're okay with A tier, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I'm
sound
okay.
sad though.
I don't know. I
Okay.
think it's a little better than Fighting Gong. Maybe not though. Fighting Gong's like I'd say it's like easier to use. Mystery Garden or whatever is it requires some you need to like put stuff into it to get value out of it, and it can come up short. So I'd see I think A tier is fair.
Okay. Yeah. So time will tell. And yeah, as we get so we have the one last card, which is Psyduck, which is I don't know how. I guess that's gonna be a special product because it's a was a promo in Japan.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's got an attack, but that's not any good. Don't worry about it. The ability Damp, Pokemon with an ability that causes that Pokemon to knock itself out don't have that ability. So I wonder what they're targeting there. So a very
Gotta be
potentially
Fortress.
Fortress. Yeah, I know. I was getting really excited about Fortress EX because now I can get that with the new stadium. I can get my fortresses really going big time, and they're stopping me from doing that. So, um, but obviously doesn't stop in the Dusknoir line. So it's in a lot of decks. It's useful. It's a basic. You slap one copy in a lot of decks. I imagine it's that kind of card, right? So it's pretty good, right? Is it A tier?
Yeah, I'd
I don't
say
know.
A tier. I'd say it's kind of like Shaman. Shaman's like good, but it's not amazing. Like in terms of what actually stops in standard, it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's A tier. It's also this card's been out in like Japan for like forever. So that's kind of weird. I think it's out of regulation, right? Yeah, it is. But um, like you're looking at city leagues and you're like, oh, it's been in
Yeah.
like all these city leagues, which it has. But like half of them were in like May or something, but half of them weren't. So or in April. Wow. Okay. So but yeah, it's good. It's a counter Dusknoir. Dusknoir's good. And then it's by the way, Pop Unsearchable. It's one retreat. Like it has all the good stats. I will mention that there is a Klefki which can turn it off. Psyduck does have an Evolution Golduck, which does the same thing, but on a stage one, so you could do that if you wanted to. Um, which I actually don't even know how we're getting the Golduck, but I can't even find it. But yeah, did wanna mention that. Oh, I found it. But yeah, it's not very good. But the Psyduck I think is like a decent card. It's gonna see a bunch of play, but it's not like a super impactful card all that often.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but it's going to be a useful card. It's a useful option, right? Yeah, depending what you're worried about, how much Dusknoir there's going to be, and how vulnerable your deck is to that. So, a good card, and we're finally getting it. Like as you said, it's been out in a long time in Japan. It's the one's not in the Mega Evolution set, but it's going to be sold separately. But probably it's coming out about the same time you think. So,
Yeah, it should
so
be in live. Right?
I guess well it'll be in live as soon as the product's available in stores. So I
Yeah.
don't know what that date's going to be exactly because you're not positive exactly what products it's in, but it should,
It's in one of the things where you like buy you get it with like some packs of Mega Evolutions, I think. So
yeah.
should be the same time. And then you can just buy it in live store. Maybe can you craft those or can you not craft those?
You should be able to craft it. I believe it's just the alternate arts that you can't craft. So so we should have easy access to it in live in actual IRL play. It's probably going to be more. Well, I don't know. It depends how.
I don't think
Maybe
it's
it's
gonna
going to be
be
cheap as
that
well.
bad, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not relying on just pulling packs. So you whatever the cost of the thing it comes in, that's what you get it for. So it's been a long podcast because it's been a lot of cards, but there we got it. I kind of like the shape. S is the smallest, A is bigger, B is bigger, C is pretty long, and then D shrinks down, which is a nice curve. Worked out there. So I'm pleased with that. Obviously, you might want to rethink a few cards as I see things relative to one another, but I'm pretty happy with our list. How about you?
Yeah, and also last thing here, what are your thoughts on the set as a whole? Because I've talked a bunch on my channel, and I think it's a good set, some good trainers, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be good for the TCG and the meta and the options. So I'm looking forward to it. I've been playing more Pocket still recently than the regular TCG, but definitely once this comes out, which is coming out very soon, I'm looking forward to diving back in to playing a lot more regular TCG and using some of these new cards, both as new decks, but probably a lot of it's just going to be modifying existing decks and making them a little bit better and hopefully more fun.
Yeah, but anyways, we hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you check us out on YouTube at Uncommon Fossil and 10 Types. And if you want to listen to us not on YouTube for the podcast specifically, you can check us out on podcasting platforms. Though if you are listening to us on a podcasting platform and you do have like a question or a comment or whatever, do ask that on YouTube. Ideally on the if it's for one person, ask it on that person's channel. But yeah, because we unfortunately cannot see them on those podcasting platforms because of the way it works. That being said, we hope you enjoyed, and as always, we're excited to see you in the next episode.
Take care.